G'day YouTube, Max right here, and today we're going to be talking about just the news, a very interesting news day in crypto and some of the fundamental things that are happening. Earlier this morning, I made a video talking about the trading opportunities. Right now, Bitcoin is doing a pullback. If you want to know how to play that, understand when to buy, when to get out, check out this morning's video right here on this channel. But this video, the afternoon video, is all about news. Let's head over to Simply Hodl, one of my favorite news sites, where we just get all the crypto articles, YouTubes, and Twitters for the day, and a great place to check them out. Now, I've gone through it already, and one of the most important things I think here is Apple potentially signaling they are about to enter the cryptocurrency space. So what am I talking about? Well, they've posted a job at Apple for Business Development Manager for alternative payments. What are alternative payments? Alternative payments are, well, the person they want for this job, 5+ years experience working with alternative payment providers such as digital wallets, BNPL, fast payments, and cryptocurrencies. So this could very much be the beginnings of Apple getting into cryptocurrencies. Now, Michael Saylor's been talking a lot about this the last few months. He's saying, look, every company should have it on your balance sheet. Like, that is where your Bitcoin should be on your balance sheet. It's going to protect you from inflation. It's going to protect you from the trillions of dollars being printed by governments all around the world. But there's only a few companies where it really stands out as it's an absolute no-brainer. It's an absolute must and an inevitability that they will get into incorporating Bitcoin into their product. And the three that he suggests most likely are Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. Now, Amazon is the biggest. I think, if my memory serves, they have around 200 million US credit cards on file. Somewhere between 100 and 200 million, I'm pretty sure. I've got a screen in my head that they were celebrating 100 million. So they've got 100 million US users who have put their credit card on file and are, they've got their credit card system in there, so they can just do one-click buys, right? Apple is, I believe, number 2 with 40 million US credit cards. All right, obviously their worldwide numbers are much bigger, but these are the US numbers. So what happens when cryptocurrency is incorporated into the Apple Pay wallet? That kind of thing, that is just kind of game changing. All of a sudden, you can be using your Bitcoin balance to buy coffee, to buy, dollar transactions here, there, whatever. And you can do that. So this will be absolutely huge. Like, it'll be a monster if this comes to fruition. Is this step one of Apple signaling that this is the direction they're going? Very, very interesting. It will, if a proper, full, complete announcement, like if the Apple were going to do something like this, could very well send the price of Bitcoin doubling in a single day. It would be a massive, massive event. All right, I want to talk about this chart released by Glassnode. So the total balance in accumulation addresses. What's an accumulation address? I'm not sure how Glassnode defines it, but an accumulation address is a Bitcoin address where generally people are just putting Bitcoin in and they're hardly ever pulling Bitcoin out. And if they are, it's relatively small amounts. So they'll have a specific metric where they actually use numbers as opposed to vague language that I just did. But they just create those numbers and then create a bot and say, go search the blockchain for data. And they've come up with this graph. The gray line is the price of Bitcoin, and the yellow line is the amount of Bitcoin held in these accumulation addresses, these never/rarely sell Bitcoin. These are HODL addresses. These guys are holding on for dear life, and they are holding. And what's interesting is when the price of Bitcoin, the gray line, plummets, the amount of Bitcoin that goes into these accounts starts to skyrocket. Okay, and you see this massive deviation. Okay. Then you'll notice as the price climbs, I mean, from a big climb here from, let's say, $5,000. I think this is logarithmic. So anyway, let's say $5,000 all the way up to this point here, where it was the next time we saw a big pullback. From here, this is like $35,000, let's say. So from here until here, the accumulation was from not that strong at all. But here we get a big pullback. And what do you know? There's this big accumulation of Bitcoin in addresses. Well, just recently we've suffered one of the biggest pullbacks. Remember, this is a logarithmic chart, so this is actually quite large. And we see this recent spike so far of Bitcoin being shoved into HODL addresses. And we don't know where this is going to end. We see how long it lasted way back here. We can see here it lasted way past went down for this amount of time and went up for that amount of time. Once it broke all-time high, it kind of like petered out and people didn't start accumulating until the next drop. Then there was this big accumulation. So we might see accumulation here for a long time. In fact, if we look at this example right here, it kept going basically until we went back to the previous high, right? This high was here, and they keep hodling until we get to the previous high. If that was the case, there's going to be a lot of hodling happening between here and $60,000. So very, very interesting. These are the strong hands of people who just do not sell. This might be like your wallet. It might be like my wallet. It might be like MicroStrategy wallet. They're just accumulating and they are not selling. And so here's an example of that. No doubt ARK would be, Cathie Wood's ARK would be part of this. We have this piece from Bitcoin Archive on Twitter. ARK Invest bought the dip. Another $20 million worth of Bitcoin was purchased. And there's a quote here, presumably it's from Cathie Wood or somebody else at ARK. It says, $1 trillion is nothing compared to where this will ultimately be. What do they mean by that? They talk about the market cap of Bitcoin. The market cap of Bitcoin is about $1 trillion. But what they're suggesting, it is nothing compared to where it's going to be. So maybe we have to go forward 5-10 years, but I personally can see Bitcoin at a $100 trillion market cap. That means if you get in and buy your Bitcoin now and get your share of that, there is a 100x potential that, how often do you get the opportunity to increase your wealth by 100x? And that, I think, is very much on the cards. So, time to get in by a lot of these metrics. So guys, let me know if you like this news content. It's a new thing I'm doing. It's a second video I'm doing every single day. The morning I normally do something trading-wise. Then the afternoon I'll do something news-wise. Let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying it. If you are, if the likes are there, if the comments are there, if the views are there, I will continue doing that. And let me know if you like. It's kind of like the fundamental thing. Like, I think it's really important for every single investor to understand this kind of content here. So if it's important to you, let me know. Let me know what was the most important part of the news that you saw today in the comments below, so I know what kind of information you're looking for and I can curate it specifically for you. Okay guys, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Take care.